spicy.
Well, good Sunday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Baton Rouge, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, as we get set for the final game here in the Baton Rouge Regional of the NCAA Women's Tournament. We are joined by some familiar names with LSU. To my immediate left, Aneesah Morrow. In the middle, Flau'jae Johnson. And to the far left is Mikaylah Williams. LSU set to take on Florida State tomorrow night, 5 Central, here in Baton Rouge. So we will do as we always do, open up the floor to questions for the players. We'll bring a microphone to you. Please raise your hand, introduce yourself, and which player you are addressing your question to. And with that, we're glad you're here. Let's go. We'll open up the floor to questions.
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33 here in Baton Rouge. For all three of you, they have kind of a big three as well. Y'all are the big three, but they have a big three that also, as being competitors, facing somebody like that, how much does it fire you up to kind of prove that you are the big three?
First of all, we don't have to prove anything. You know, we're blessed to be 3 All-Americans on one team. That's not really heard of ever. So we ain't really focused on that. And we don't even focus on us as a big three. Like, our goal is not to be the big three. Like I said the other day, our goal is to be the big 8. Like, we're trying to get everybody else to buy in on another level. So, but, I mean, it's always dope to play great people. And, you know, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Obviously, they have the leading scorer in the nation on their team. And so, but we just got to be us, and we just got to be solid.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Coming in and just trying to play your roles in the game every night, be as dominant as you could be. And my goal is to go in there and dominate. I'm pretty sure their goal is to go in there and dominate, and that's the whole team goal. I know the coaches did a great job with the scouting report this morning. We just sat down and watched that, so just preparing for that.
And I think to piggyback off of them, we don't really have any exterior motivation. Everything is interior, so we're motivated to dominate. Like Nee said, we want to dominate these games and even make it further than we did last year.
This can be for either of you. We can start with Flau'jae. What does Florida State, I guess, in that scouting report, what do they do well?
Yeah, man, they're a great team. They can push the pace. Like I said, they're long, athletic, play really well on defense. So, you know, we're going to have to bring our A game, of course. We don't look past anybody, and it's kind of like last year, well, not last year, like championship year. We played Hawaii, you know what I'm saying? They was all right, but then we played Michigan, and they were a tougher opponent, you know what I'm saying? And even last year, we had Rice, and then we had Mississippi, yeah, them girls. So, Middle Tennessee. And so we know that the play is going to be harder, and it's a different team, different game. So you really got to lock in on that scouting report. And I think we're going to help everybody that's in our position on the details.
Yeah, I would say just from scouting reports, control the controllables. Don't turn the ball over, take care of the ball, rebound. Of course, and execute our offense. When we could do that, they're not able to get the transition points that they do very well at getting, and also getting points off turnovers as well.
Yeah, they pretty much said it all. So for us, just really following the scouting report and executing it well in the game.
Hey there, Brett Martell with AP. This one's probably for the 2 guards. I'm not sure which one, but who gets to defend Tanaya? And what do you think of that challenge? Can it be a one-on-one kind of deal, or is it going to have to be a group effort?
A group effort for sure. Tonight lesson requires 5 LSU players to guard her. So obviously, like Flau'jae will start out on her, but all 5 need to be ready and help, ready to take those charges, ready to be ready when she kicks the ball out. So all 5 LSU players are going to have to be ready to guard her.
Yeah.
Hello, Tina Esparza, USA Today. Kind of building off that to all of y'all, what just makes Tanaya so hard to defend? And Flau'jae, you played against her in high school. Can you speak anything to that and her game and how it's grown?
Yeah, I think she moves her body well. Like, she's not the quickest player, but she knows how to get to her spots. She's gonna get that shot up regardless, and I think she knows how to use her body well. Playing her in high school, I knew she was a good defender as well. So, you know, in college, I wasn't really surprised to see her doing what she's doing, especially on that team. So, she's a great player, and it's just like when we played great players in the past. You know, are we going to because you can't stop a player like that. Obviously, she's the leading scorer, and nobody can stop her at this point, right? But it's like we can't let everybody else go off, and we just kind of got to contain her.
Is there a team that you guys faced earlier in the season that are similar to this team that you would kind of compare, and how do you get ready to face them, especially in round 2?
I feel like they give me like Kentucky vibes because they lean.
Because A-more, yeah.
Yeah,
A-more.
Tennessee,
They're long and athletic, so
and they can run the floor.
Yeah,
But
good
I would say,
guards.
like, I remember when we kind of learned how to play with length in Kentucky. Like, you see, we had like a first quarter, we were trying to figure out how do we gonna make these legs, how we gonna, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say that's that kind of vibe, just as far as the length and athleticism. But definitely Tennessee, same pace.
Hi, Chelsea with ESPN 104.5. This is for Flaw. I saw you sitting crisscross applesauce before a game, and y'all mentioned inside and locking in. Are you meditating, and can you tell us a little bit about locking in and moving from that space to execute?
Yeah. When I'm meditating on the baseline, I'm trying to visualize and be present. So it's just a form of meditation and trying to clear my mind. I feel like I had a lot of time to, just think about how I can be more present for my team. And I was just asking a lot of staff, asking everybody, like, what do you do to be present? Because I'm trying to figure out how to get there. And I feel like Mikaylah said, we don't have exterior motivation, like everything is inside. So I think when you play like that and your competition is yourself, I just try to kind of focus more and dial in.
Reed Darcy, the advocate. Mikaylah, y'all mentioned the Kentucky game, and if I'm remembering correctly, I believe in the second half you took up a lot of the ball handling, like lead initiating type of responsibilities. So what has allowed you to really add that to your game and do it more consistently now in the back half of the season?
Mm-hmm. I think first off, just my teammates and the coaches pouring that confidence in me to be able to take over a game when I need to. I think in that point in time we were going down and I just didn't want to lose, so I was just trying to do whatever I could to keep us in a game at that point, because I knew eventually Aneesah and Flau'jae and the rest of the team, they was going to come on, and then in the second half you saw that Flau'jae came out smoking, Aneesah came out smoking. Like, I'm just keeping us in the game, so when they're ready to play, now we're all guns blazing.
For both the guards, how much fun was it last night to play such unselfish basketball?
I mean, that's the LSU type of basketball we try to play. Just seeing that we're passing the ball and everybody's getting theirs, everybody's eating, everybody's making shots. It's fun when everybody's scoring. It's fun when you can keep the crowd involved. So it was really fun.
Yeah, I'm still watching the highlights. No cap. Just this one play. We practice, like, this is what we practice. Like, we practice it, and I think everybody is just like, you can see folks on screen like, no, pass it there. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just whoever take the best shot, whoever get the best shot. I just think it helps everybody. It's not like, and then it's like, it's easier for us to beat teams because you can't just dial in and think, oh no, she just gonna come off the screen and take the shot. No, she might pass it, she might leg whip, she might corner. So I think that just makes us much more dominant. And I think, it took all season for us to realize that. But I feel like we understand it at the perfect time. And I feel like everybody just happy for each other. Like, everybody want everybody to win. So, you got to shout out players like Miracle. You got to shout out players like KG, Jada, Jersey coming off the bench, Lily coming off the bench, Shy shooting the ball crazy. I think everybody's finding their role and their niche, and we're just helping each other be great.
Time for one more. Go ahead.
How important is it for y'all to play with pace, and are y'all expecting kind of a track meet tomorrow night?
Yeah, I would say it's very important. I always talk to them about controlling the tempo. Majority of the time, the team that controls the tempo win the game. When you're able to dominate defensively or control how the ball is pushed in transition as well.
Good. Ladies, thank you very much for your time. Good luck tomorrow night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Quick turnaround. We'll have head coach Kim Mulkey joining us here in just a couple of minutes.
A little bit, yeah.
And we welcome you back to Baton Rouge, joined by LSU head coach Kim Mulkey. As always, please raise your hand. Bring a microphone to you. If you've joined us via Zoom, welcome to Baton Rouge. Put your hand up on the icon. We'll come to you. With that, let's open up the floor for questions for head coach Kim Mulkey.
Chesson Boucher with NBC 33 here in Baton Rouge. Two teams that play very similar brand of basketball, defensively like to score the basketball. What do you expect to see tomorrow night?
I would expect you're going to see a lot of scoring, and hopefully the team that plays just a little bit of defense wins, because I'm a defensive coach. So you got a lot of powerful players on both teams. They can all score the ball, and what are they, third in the country in scoring, and we're like sixth. That's a lot of shots.
Jack Schemmel at WBRZ here in Baton Rouge. What does Florida State do well offensively?
Get the ball to Latson, and then you converge on her, and then she throws it to somebody else and makes them look great. They're balanced. You know, they got 4 kids that score in double figures. They score in the 80s. You think the 3-ball is what makes them go, and they do score about 8 a game. But it's their dribble penetration that creates a lot of things. They're so long. They're athletic. They're a handful. And if you think about their schedule, they beat Notre Dame on the road. Stanford, I think, beat them, but they beat Georgia Tech on the road. They beat 3 ranked teams in the ACC on the road. So that tells you that they're pretty confident and very talented.
Hi, Coach. Tatum Esparza, USA Today. So last night you got the opportunity to watch a little bit of the FSU game, and Tanaya Watson just found the lane every single time. Is there anything that you can speak to her about how hard she is to defend and what makes her so great?
Well, she gets to the foul line 9 times a game. Not only does she score the ball, she usually is trying to get in ones and get you in foul trouble. I think she got to the foul line 14 or 15 times last night. So she's not just scoring the ball. The way she gets shots off, she leans into you. She tries to draw fouls. So we'll have multiple people that'll, have the assignment to guard her.
Natalie Heverin with the Next. FSU is a team that thrives on second chance points from offensive rebounding. How important is it going to be to rebound collectively tomorrow night?
I think you better go look at our rebounding. I think we're just a little bit better than they are in that category. And I hope that is an advantage for us. Certainly they rebounded, but if I looked at the stats correctly, that might be a little area that if we can keep them off the offensive boards and rebound the ball, help Morrow, I want to say they out-rebound their opponents by 1 every game. Ours is about 12. So that's an area that doesn't concern me as much as trying to figure out how to stop those kids from scoring the ball, because they can all flat out score it.
Hey, Coach. Taylor Viles, WCTV in Tallahassee. Do you have any sort of relationship with Coach Brooke Wyckoff?
I do not. Been a great admirer of hers when she played. I know a little bit of her history of cancer, battling cancer, and I know that she was under Sue when Simmerall was a coach there, and she's doing an excellent job. To finish 4th or tied for 4th in the ACC tells you that they're good, because those 3 that finished above them are big-time programs, and I think all of them got to host.
Hey, Coach. Samaya Smith and Jersey yesterday, and then you also went big with Aaliyah. Just what did you see from them, and what's their importance in this game in particular?
We were the bigger team yesterday, so they all had an opportunity to have a presence in the paint, whether that was blocking shots, rebounding the ball, or demanding the ball. I still don't think we demand the ball good enough or hard enough from those 3. But it was good to see Aaliyah have some success. She's the biggest body I have in there, and I thought she not only battled in there, I thought she finished. She finished in there. They're going to have their hands full tomorrow because Timpson's can get up and down the floor. She's an athlete. She can get you up in the air. They're built about the same. Samaya is. Morrow may have to guard her some if I go small. You just got to battle.
Flau'jae said that she felt like a lot of the players are kind of figuring out their role. Do you feel like this team is kind of clicking at the right time?
I hope so. I thought our bench yesterday was special. And I don't just mean Gilbert, because that's who you think of when you think of our bench, but she was 0 for 9. It was the things they did from the scouting report that if it was switching on a certain staggered screen, they listened and they did things. I thought we played with a lot of excitement. And part of that, well, probably all of it is because it's the NCAA playoffs, but it was having Flau'jae back out there who just brings a joyfulness about her that spreads to everybody else. And it's if you can play like that, you never know what can happen.
Do you have a key to an LSU victory tomorrow? Like, if we do this right, we win the game?
We do, but you're from Tallahassee, so I don't want Florida State to know. Nice try.
Kyle Tottenham, USA Today. You mentioned that multiple people will have the assignment of guarding T'Niya Latson. Who will those people be, and how do you plan on reducing her impact?
Well, transition defense, I can't dictate to you who it will be, but it's going to be somebody on the perimeter. When she has the ball in her hands, it could be Poa, it could be Flau'jae, depending on who's in the game. It could be Shy, it could be Mikaylah. Miracle's our defensive stopper, so I can't just tell you specifically who's going to end up on her. Dead ball situation, certainly it'll be me looking at who's in the game and go, you make sure you stay with her right here. But they all know their assignment. And she's such a tremendous player. She is going to get her points. She shoots it 20 times a game. She's going to get her points. What you have to do is try your best to contain her where she doesn't hit 50 on you. And then don't let the unexpected player have an all-world game. And they're so talented that you just really have to know you can focus on her, but you really have to be very cognizant of those others that score in double figures.
Miracle seems like she's kind of come into her own. When she first started, she was a little bit wild, but she just seems so poised. What would you attribute that to?
I hate it for Miracle when we started because she had the stress reaction in her foot that set her back about 6 weeks. Well, we're moving on. And so she got behind. And she tried to play catch up, and when you try to play catch up, you try to do things quickly, and it just snowballs, and you'll have a turnover. She has just worked her way methodically back to this point. She is a defensive. She just does good things defensively. She's very solid and sound. She never changes her expression. She never gets too high and never gets too down on herself. She's got the size that she could guard the big perimeter player. I will move her inside if necessary and go small like I do Mikaylah. I haven't done much of that, but I could. She is always around the basketball. You'll see her cut and bail a teammate out. And she's got some basketball savvy about her.
Any other questions? One more here.
Hi, Coach. Just kind of moving away from all the FSU stuff. Tournament record with 6 games with over 100 points. Is there anything you can contribute that overall trend to?
Are you talking about across the country, people scoring in the hundreds, or what we did last night? Well, maybe just matchups were lopsided. I do know this. I was talking to a friend, and we talk about parity in the game, but if you look, there was no upsets. Am I right? So really, is there much parity? I don't know. That was, a comment that was made to me, and It was so late last night, I didn't even know when I woke up this morning who had won some of the games. But that comment makes you wonder, is there really that much parity anymore if you don't have any upsets? I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Coach, thanks for your time.
All right, guys.
LSU practice at 2 o'clock. Game tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We'll be back here in 15 minutes with Florida State. Until then, have a good afternoon.